After that, I think it's time for a drink, or at least the thought of a drink. So from here, how do you take a product? So how do you take a product that was the antithesis of luxury, tequila, the beverage of banditos and college frat parties, and create an ultra-premium category from scratch? How in only 2 decades do you make it a top-earning category and one of the fastest-growing sectors in the industry, racking up honors and awards along the way? You're about to hear a fascinating case study that will provide insights into the genesis of a luxury brand. Patron Spirits began in 1989 as a 1,000-case experiment and now comprises a portfolio of 11 distinctive ultra-premium products. FYI, you have to try Patron XO Cafe over vanilla ice cream. It is a killer. So, and that is truly luxury. So John McDonald, a veteran of the global spirits industry, has been part of Patron's remarkable growth for the past 7 years. As COO, he oversees manufacturing, sales, and marketing, including social media, and he's involved with the company's environmental and philanthropic initiatives. Today, he's going to share what his company has learned in the process of reinventing tequila. That includes a look at the online marketing and communication strategies that have built the brand and engaged loyal following while maintaining its luxury-oriented positioning. So please welcome John McDonald.
Thank you, Ed. I was interested to look at the lineup of speakers and see that you put the tequila guy last, so it's well done. So let's get the party started. Are you with me? All right. How many Patron drinkers out there? I love you. Thank you for your loyalty. Ed described what I'm gonna talk about this afternoon, and I always like to start with the story that I think is relevant to my topic. So I'm going to tell you a story that's near and dear. It's personal and a true story. And it's about communication. You know, we come from many different generations. And my story is about communication when my children were going off to college. I have a 22-year-old son and a 20-year-old daughter. And my wife said, look, don't lose communication with them. They're going off. This is a big step for them. We need to stay in touch with them. First time off on their own. I said, yes, dear, I will do that. So right away, I communicate with my son. I can call him, I can text him, I can email him, and my son gets back to me within 5 minutes. Do you know why that is? Because he views me as a revenue stream. He knows he'll get tickets to the Boston Celtics game or the Bruins, or whoever's still alive in the playoffs. Now let's talk about my beautiful daughter, 20 years old. I said, dear, please communicate with me. I promise you I will. I send her an email, no response. I send her another one, no response. I dial the phone. Of course, she sees dad, ignore, no problem. When I finally get her, because she wants a free meal or something, I said, how come you don't answer your emails when I send them to you? She says, well, Dad, where are you sending these emails to? I said, to your AOL address. Your mother got that the day you were born. She goes, AOL? I don't communicate using AOL. I only use Facebook. I said, okay, that's a problem. I don't have a Facebook account, and that's the truth. I'm afraid of Facebook. I have LinkedIn, but not Facebook. So my wife says, well, you'll get a Facebook account. And I said, no, geez, all right, I'll do what I'm told. So I go to get a Facebook account, but I want to check with my daughter. I said, look, Aaron, I'm getting a Facebook account so you and I can communicate. And my daughter said, Daddy, you can do whatever you want, but I'm not accepting you as a friend. Okay? So tonight at the cocktail party when we're sharing a tequila, if anybody else has that challenge, please come up to me and share your story. And that's true. But when I was preparing for this presentation, I was thinking about the fact that the American Express brand is a result of innovation on many different fronts. Its the first reason for being was an innovation. It was filling an unmet need that most of us wouldn't remember. Back in the 1850s, the United States Postal Service would deliver only letters. And coincidentally, it didn't do so reliably then either. American Express filled that vacuum by shipping larger packages when our government would not. And they proved they could do it safely. This Currier and Ives painting was intended to make a statement about the locomotive taking over from the steamboat. On the lower right of the painting, you'll see a steamboat being passed by. Currier and Ives chose the American Express train to demonstrate innovation and new ideas turned into action. I mention that history to make a point, that even before any of us starts a marketing innovation, we can't have luxury to believe in unless the product delivers also. That's what American Express did. And in our small way at Patron, that is what we did too. We were asked today to talk to you about what we have experienced as digital media success in one of the least high-tech categories in the industry, the spirits industry. So the conference agenda was correct. The focus of my presentation is centered on marketing innovation. And in keeping with our conference theme, what works now, I'll concentrate on our use of experiential marketing, social media, and digital platforms. But you can't have luxury to believe in unless the product first delivers. So before I talk about our marketing, and for those of you that aren't familiar with us, very few of you aren't familiar with us, I want to give some background to the people that aren't, and how we happened to create a luxury brand in a category not known for luxury. The product began with tequila, which is a 500-year-old beverage. It was the first distilled drink in North America. When we created Patron in 1989 as an ultra-premium tequila, a luxury form of this beverage simply didn't exist. The main perception of tequila was, and I'm sure you all have a tequila story that isn't good to share, was just forget about it. Put salt on your hand, whatever could get you through that experience. How would you like to start out with that? This is not a great image on which to build a luxury brand, let alone a prestigious global one. So one of our owners and founders decided to see if he could take on that challenge and change the way consumers perceive tequila. He was already a very successful entrepreneur, so he went off to Mexico with a goal for himself: to create the best 100% blue agave tequila that anyone had ever produced. For those of you that don't happen to know, tequila is made from the heart of the agave plant, which is from the lily family, and it takes 8 years before this plant is ready to harvest. And everything we do at our company honors the tradition that producers have followed for centuries, long before global marketing. Every step we perform is carefully done by hand. 60 hands touch each and every bottle. So you can see the kind of brand we're trying to build. No shortcuts, no second best, despite the pressures we might face from all customers around the world. That's part of creating a premium brand. That's what luxury is about, the best. Today, we sell more than a tequila. What we're selling is an ultra-premium white spirit with natural flavor. And what does ultra-premium in our world mean? It means anything priced $30 and above, brands like Ketel One and Bombay Sapphire. We have leveraged our reach into ultra-premium spirits, expanding our luxury brand into other beverage types as well, like our vodka called Ultimate, and as Ed mentioned, our coffee liqueur called Patron XO Cafe. I suggest you don't drink that too close to bedtime. To tell you a little bit about our market segment, generally speaking, customers for our category are either more affluent, better educated, more successful, or they want to seem that way to themselves and to others. Enjoying an expensive cocktail can make them feel in a different league. You are what you drink. And the fact is, we've created a very different kind of tequila. Patron has actually become an image-enhancing luxury. No tequila has ever achieved that. We've gone from 6 years ago to only being available in the United States and 2 Caribbean islands, to now we sell in more than 130 countries worldwide, with even more on the horizon. Always staying true to the highest quality. That's what sets us apart, no matter what the pressures might be. And that includes pricing, which is a very important component of our marketing. The fact is, we never discount. It's as sacred as law that we maintain our premium price position. We are one of the only spirit brands, if not the only spirit company, that charges our customers the same price everywhere in the world. Protecting the brand's integrity, and I mean globally, is worth much more to us than any short-term volume. Our price is the price. We keep our prices consistent for the sake of the brand. The brand always comes first. And I believe that's one of the reasons why Patron has gone from 96th most valuable brand in the world to 18th in the world in climbing. So we're all here today. It's 2012. And the question is, how do we keep our brand healthy and expanding? That's what keeps me awake at night. How do we market in the 21st century world to consumers we target wherever they happen to be? Think about the internet users. In 2000, there were 360 million internet users. As of June of last year, there were over 2.25 billion internet users. That's over a quarter of the planet's population. Virtually every business has to take into account. This is a photo from the Ace Hotel in Manhattan. The New York Times wrote about this past March, about how the entire hotel industry is adapting itself to travelers in their 20s and 30s. To quote the Times, these new younger consumers are obsessed with technology, social media, and design. Even the live entertainment at the center of the photo doesn't stop people, like the woman in the lower right, from going online anytime, any place. As one researcher puts it, this generation is used to isolated togetherness. They can sit right next to each other in the same hotel lobby, and they communicate texting. Even an institution like the Great Plaza Hotel in New York supplies today iPads in every room. The internet is forcing us to all reinvent. What we have found is this: the more personally we can relate to the individual, the stronger the connection and the loyalty that results, which means that we're doing a lot these days experimenting with our marketing in very active use of social media and digital technologies. Some of these approaches are what I'll share with you now. One of our earliest explorations of connecting to our consumers via interactive marketing is the Patron Social Club. We control the editorial environment and content and tailor it to each user. Of course, as a heavily regulated industry, we always have to qualify as an adult anyone who wants to join our club. This is the screen the first-time users find when they try to enter the clubhouse, age gating. We have 250,000 members in the club right now and continue to steadily grow. Our membership profile wouldn't surprise you. Typically 21 to 44, single, college-educated, and above-average income. What we began this joint interactive venture with our consumers, much of our editorial created was for us by online content partners. They develop tips for the readers on whatever is new and interesting, such as dining, music, and so on. These are some examples from Urban Junkies in the UK. We advertise on their sites like theirs for new members, and they, in turn, have helped us develop relevant content for our users. All members of the Patron Social Club give us information about their favorite pursuits, from gourmet tastings to auto racing. Once we know what a member cares about, then we can offer to him or her invitations to adventures that money simply cannot buy. As our club has drawn more and more members, we're creating more of our own content from the various events we hold for them. Let me give you a prime example, which is the Patron Secret Dining Society. This is where we take our online members and bring them offline. Since Patron itself is an ultra-premium experience, the idea is to offer exclusive dining equivalent in cities around the country. We were able to bring together world-renowned chefs, specialty Patron cocktails, historic venues in each location, and local food that celebrates the city with our consumers who love it most. The diners you see here are enjoying their secret dining experience at the unexpected location of the Finnish Embassy in Washington, D.C. In order to be invited, a diner must first be a member of the social club. The would-be guest must then be alert for an announcement that comes over the social club announcing the event in his or her city. Then they have to solve a simple riddle to gain an invitation to the undisclosed location for a one-of-a-kind, what money can't buy dining and refreshment experience. In Chicago, for example, the answer to our riddle led those who were first to solve it to an exclusive private dinner at the Ravenswood Event Center. That's our logo in light on the side of the building, a cool architectural gem, formerly an historic printing factory. The menu was created by Chicago's own Rick Bayless on the left, author, commentator, and celebrity chef. You might recognize him from the TV show Top Chef Masters. Also on hand, with special Patron cocktails for the evening, was well-known Chicago mixologist Michael Simon. In creating these special experiences at secret venues around the country, we often work with our partners to spread the word to potential new members with images and videos from our events. We also work to keep finding new ways to further engage our members via computers, iPads, and so on. Our presence on Facebook is recent, about 1.5 years ago, because we wanted to do it correctly. We simply had no interest in a typical brand page talking about ourselves and not giving consumers a way to get involved with us. In late 2010, we introduced the Patron Cocktail Lab, crowd-sourced mixology, as we call it. We issue a challenge to users so they can craft their own cocktails, and as we express it, may the best drink win. Here, for example, we challenged our Facebook friends to send us their ideas for the best herbal cocktails using Patron tequila. One of our goals behind the brand is an idea to demonstrate how Patron tequila, with its ultra-premium quality and smoothness, is not just for shots, but can actually be used in cocktails, in all the same cocktails you might find vodka. Consumers then send us photos of the drinks they invent, along with the recipe for each and the inspiration that led to creating it. The result is fresh editorial content, sharing our members' recipes with many other readers who would like the chance to try them. We've never been after just numbers with Facebook. We want quality engagement instead, call to action. And we seem to be getting it with about 500,000 enthusiastic friends on Facebook. Changing gears. With such a strong and healthy platform, we're experimenting now with different ways to interact with our Facebook friends in ways that support our brand. Here is an example called the IF tag. We worked with some media partners to develop and then to advertise a reinvention of the holiday gift card, a way of showing appreciation by using a what-if scenario. So for example, you can post a digital card to a friend you'd most like to be with if you were cast away on a desert island. This is a series of online cards that are brought to you by companies that eliminates holiday regifting, since people who get Patron would never, ever think of regifting. As you can see here, each if tag poses a what-if scenario and asks you to decide on the perfect friend it fits. Who would you like to travel around the world with, for example? Each if tag can be used only once, so the user becomes engaged in thinking about which card to send to which special friend. It then posts to the friend's site and is linked back here for viewing. we're certainly going to continue exploring new forms of interactive innovation. This one I think you'll find very interesting. This is one of the newest ways we're engaging consumers, and it was launched last November in support of Ultimate Vodka. Advertising Age named it one of the 10 best social media campaigns of the year. Ultimate's advertising focus, promoted, of course, on Facebook, is about finding balance in one's life between the pressures of work and the joys of a quality social life, which Ultimate can be a special part of. Here, consumers are invited in online banner ads and on Ultimate's Facebook site to take the social life audit, the first ever online application that analyzes your offline social life. How can we audit and evaluate online the quality of your life offline? Well, increasingly with younger consumers, there is less and less division between those two worlds anyway. It's an open book. With over 500 million people using Facebook today, nearly half of the young adults check their Facebook every morning before they get out of bed. It was not a tough decision to leverage the presence of Ultimate on Facebook in a user-engaging way. But the question was how to involve our brand in these users' social lives. Well, almost every page on Facebook features pictures of users' friends. So one component of the Ultimate Social Life Audit involves facial recognition, an analysis of the clues, some of them highly technical, that can be read on people's faces. You don't have to be an advanced computer geek to guess which one of these two women might be having a better social life. Well, that is one component. The software's technical analysis of all the photos on your Facebook page. That goes into assessing your social life audit. Another element of the audit is the location from which you are checking into Facebook. Most of you are familiar with Foursquare, the location-based social networking website for mobile devices like smartphones. They reported, by the way, 10 million registered users last year. Well, the Ultimate Social Life Audit uses similar technology, but the algorithm goes a step further and uses where you're checking in from to further assess your work-life balance and the cool factor of your social life. Based on these and other factors, the computer gives you a pass-fail assessment of your social life. And if you pass, get this, you get an actual score. If it's too low, by the way, maybe your life is not in balance, and you should head out after work and relax with some friends over Ultimate Vodka. Please understand this is simply a fun kind of audit and shouldn't be used to pick the horse in the Kentucky Derby or stocks, etc. But certainly it has been working in terms of engaging consumers, creating conversation and a buzz around our product. This is part of the social life audit and what it looks like. Stefan has just learned that he passed the audit handsomely. Only 7% of the respondents scored better than he did. His social activities include going to concerts, dining out in restaurants, sounds like my daughter. The computer has tracked appearance in online photos. 43% of the people he hangs out with are happy, and a third of his check-ins were rated as trendy. And of course, Stefan probably doesn't work. Now he can share his score with others and continue his interactions. One of the marketing benefits of digital media is the opportunity it provides for interaction and involvement and new ways for consumers to experience the personality and promise of a brand. Now I'd like to talk about what Ed mentioned, Patron XO Cafe. Patron XO Cafe is a personality that involves style and youthful sophistication. The product blends an ultra-premium Patron Silver with the essence of fine coffee. The taste is dry, not sweet, so its taste is more sophisticated than most low-proof coffee liqueurs. It's excellent for sipping as a premium cocktail or an ingredient or over a delicious dessert. So how do we deliver that message in a cool and current way? So we decided on music, using interactive media and our presence on Facebook to engage new bands and their potential new fans. with Patron XO as the catalyst to bring them together. We didn't want to follow the typical path of sponsoring a concert tour, for example, so we used digital media to bring musicians, performing artists, and music lovers together interactively. We offered emerging young groups the practical support and visibility they need most, with the chance that they could prove to the public they're good enough to deserve a touring or recording contract. And we help provide that to the winners. The concept gives us, in a turn, a way to link Patron XO Cafe to the late night enjoyment. We invite consumers to play recording executive, and they can vote on the favorites among competing brands, and then having them give them a chance to attend a major musical festival or win other prizes. Once Facebook users are empowered as record execs, they listen to competing bands in the battle of the room of performers, and they read profiles on each competitor, choosing with their votes who they'd like to see move forward. Then next is a chance to review and compare the semifinalists in the conference room. Participation with active voting is rewarded with information about the competitors, not only further empowering the consumer, but also more deeply engaging them. Next, we place our record execs into the executive suite. They review the pleas from each contestant for the final 3 votes that can result in prizes for the musicians and consumers. With their final votes cast, participants are thanked, reminded that as a result of being part of the Patron XO Cafe music project, they are now running in to attend a major music festival with Patron XO Cafe, and they're given a direct link to our Facebook wall where they can see what others have to say. The winning artists are showcased, giving them exposure and some very helpful prizes. Consumers, meanwhile, gain the satisfaction of having made the results happen, while we establish Patron XO Cafe is the right thing to sip while enjoying music. As a part of our commitment to giving the performers the legitimate help they can use while offering consumers worthy competitors to choose from, we made active use of music industry professionals. Voting is now closed, but the project was a success for us, and we expect to be back with more. We will continue to expand our digital media platforms into other platforms like this DrinkMaker app on the iPhone. So our enthusiastic consumer will always be equipped to entertain with a variety of cocktails using Patron products. Well, you've seen a few examples that we are working on to keep building our luxury brand through marketing innovation through the use of digital media. To come back to the conference phrase, luxury to believe in, I'd like to make an observation. To me, it's common sense that the more we, or any marketer, can get consumers to interact and engage with the luxury brand, the more they'll believe in that brand, and the more it's integrated into their lives. With the many new capabilities we can all employ these days, this is probably the most exciting time to be building a luxury brand, and we're very glad to be a part of it. I'd like to thank you for your time and attention. You've been a great audience. Thanks very much.
Okay, there must be some questions in the room. Thank you for sharing all those great ideas that we can all borrow from and learn from. And in full disclosure, I spent my son's 21st birthday and my wife's 40th in tequila, just to give you a sense of how I love that product.
Hey, JP Curlis with Travel and Leisure. So great to hear about your digital success. You're also a big supporter of our print properties and print in general. I'm just curious how you balance your print and digital advertising.
It's a very good question. 5 years ago, we spent probably 1% of our media on online properties, and now it's increased to 20%. You mentioned you're in print. We're not cutting back as much on print. It's coming, I would say, out of outdoor is the first line. And we've also found that TV as a medium doesn't work as well for us. So we're staying with print, social media, and that we will have billboards, but they'll be spectacular. You know, one of the greatest compliments our marketing team receives is people say, oh, we see Patron everywhere. And the fact of the matter is we're not. It's just that we focus on getting, you know, the back covers or the most spectacular billboard in Chicago or Fort Lauderdale or wherever that may be.
Other questions? In the back there? Yeah, I see.
Thank you. Hey, Joanna Barsh from McKinsey. How do you build that kind of digital capability? I mean, how many people, are there thousands of people working for you now to be able to be up 24/7 all over the world doing this?
Well, I have my friend Eugene who's here who will speak from the agency side. But I'll tell you from a Patron standpoint, if I told you that this includes the forklift driver in the warehouse, all the sales, marketing, finance, back office, there's 100 of us globally. There's 1,300 in Mexico. So, you know, I know Ken said this morning that he hires people to make some people give them a little discomfort. There's not enough of us to give any of us discomfort. We're all working very hard. And we have what I consider, obviously, I'm biased, Reindeer Digital. And where's Eugene? How many people?
I'm right here. Yeah, we I think, like Patron, and because we share this, I think we work well together. We also run very lean. We're a very small shop, under 25 people, and we work with Patron on all of the Secret Dying Society events, for example, as well as all of the digital media and advertising. And yeah, we do everything for Patron, and we work very closely with the brand side, with John, with Jennifer, the brand manager, with Pam, the events director, and we're very proud and happy to do it.
Another question out there?
Is it time for Patron
No,
cocktails?
it appears to be. So thank you very much, John.
Thanks very much for having
All
me.
right.
I really appreciate
Really
it.
great. Really great.